Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to understand on a very high level about the Terraform fundamental blocks. So, when we consider Terraform fundamental blocks or basic blocks, one is Terraform block, one is provider block, and then another one is the resource block. So, let's see on a very high level what are these before going into understanding more about the Terraform block. Okay, so Terraform block is a recently introduced block from 0.13 and 14 onwards, which is a special block used to configure some behaviors of Terraform. So primarily the required version of Terraform, what we want to define, you can define inside this block. In the same way, the provider requirements, what type of providers are required, and their versions also you can define inside this Terraform block. And also we can also define the Terraform state configuration, means like where our Terraform configuration state need to be stored, what is the backend. So that information also you can store in this Terraform block, means like the configuration related to that you can store it. So that's one very important block, means like whenever you are starting the Terraform, so you need to know more about that block as the first thing. And second thing is provider block. So without provider, there is nothing in Terraform. So everything related to Terraform is provider block only. So without providers, you can't do anything in Terraform. So without provider, Terraform is just a language of no use. So with that said, we will call the provider block or provider block as heart of Terraform. So Terraform relies on providers to interact with the remote systems. Either it is a AWS cloud or Azure cloud or Google cloud. Their cloud related APIs, we are able to contact and then provision the resources is only using the provider whatever is built and then what we download to our local CLI. And we declare providers for Terraform to install providers and then use them. So provider configuration belong to the root module. So whatever you write in the series of next sections is called the root module related thing only. The moment you reach the 10th or 11th section of this course, you will see something called modules. So those modules are called child modules. Till then, whatever you see, that is the root module only. And another important thing is resource block. So we know the Terraform block is for defining the settings, and provider block, which is the heart, to interact with the respective endpoints, which is nothing but respective clouds of AWS and then Google. So after interacting with them, what we need to do is we need to provision the resources, which means we need to provision a EC2 instance. We need to provision a S3 bucket. So those things we define in these resource blocks. So each resource block describes one or more infrastructure objects. So we need to understand about how to declare resources and how Terraform handles these resource behaviors or declarations. And also we need to know, when we are dealing with these resources, how we can configure resource post creation actions using the Terraform provisioners. So this is the very high level of important blocks which we need to know about Terraform. Okay, so which is Terraform block, provider block, and then resource block. So for these things, for Terraform block and then provider block, so we have a dedicated sections planned here. Okay, so this is the Terraform block section, and then this is a provider block and multiple provider configurations, how you are going to do, and then provider dependency log file. So this is for Terraform block and then providers blocks. And then for resource block, there is a dedicated section planned here for resources, which we are going to see in a step-by-step manner. So let's go ahead and then implement all these things in a step-by-step manner. So I'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.